This is MollyReardon. I appreciate you tuning in. So we're going to talk a little bit about Vedic astrology today. What is the difference between Vedic astrology and Western astrology? Well, the Vedic astrology employs the sidereal zodiac based on the actual positions of stars and constellations, while Western astrology uses the tropical zodiac based on the position of the sun at the vernal equinox. So there's a slight difference in the placement of planetary signs in the birth charts. Vedic astrology originates from the Vedas, ancient scriptures of the Indian subcontinent dating back thousands of years. It's believed to be divine knowledge passed down to seers and sages, otherwise known as rishis. So the Vedic astrology considers 9 visible planets: the sun, the moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and the shadow planets Rahu, Ketu. It uses 27 lunar constellations, nakshatras, each covering 13 degrees and 20 minutes. So both Western and Vedic astrology aim to enhance human happiness by understanding celestial influences, but they differ in their origins, zodiac systems, and planetary considerations. So what is Vedic astrology not? It's not a curative. It's not mantra. It's not tantra. So people consult Vedic astrology to find out about their careers. For instance, if you look at Steve Jobs' Vedic astrology, you can see by the astrology that he was what he was going to do. It shows that he was going to be creative and that he was going to do something in electronics. It's right there in his astrology. It shows from the beginning. So you can see what career is best suited to you. It can be used for matchmaking to see if a couple is going to be compatible. You can see about your health. It's strongly recommended that we don't predict the death date unless absolutely necessary. So even though it can be calculated, we're taught not to do that unless it's absolutely necessary. So you can find out a lot about yourself through Vedic astrology. For instance, about your health, it showed there's certain things that show what kind of diseases that you're going to get and when. And in Steve Jobs' chart, it showed that he would probably get cancer. There's different houses in Vedic astrology that you look at in a person's chart to find these things out. And it did show that he was going to have a marriage and how long that marriage would be, and the different things that he would do, and also about his health. So if you have your chart done and it shows something coming up in your health, you can start to eat better, exercise, and be proactive that way. You do have free will. But in Vedic astrology, they believe that some of your karma from past lives has an effect on how things play out for you in this life. So have you tried this? Have you tried Vedic astrology or Western astrology? Are you interested in learning it or trying it? Are you interested in teaching it? What are your thoughts about this? Drop that in the comments and let me know what you think about this ancient way of looking at a person. Now, different astrological signs are ruled by different parts of the body. So that's another thing that they look at. For instance, Aries is ruled by the head. And if you're looking at Aquarius, they're ruled by the ankles. So these are some of the areas, the body parts that we would look at when we're looking at the health of the person in Vedic astrology. They believe that each zodiac sign is ruled by a different body part. Pisces would be the feet, and the list goes on. There is a lot of mathematics in Vedic astrology, so if you don't like math, this can be a little bit frustrating for you. A lot of calculations that are done, but with the new software, you can push a button and put in the information. And some of the old Vedic astrologers have created software where you can just put in the name, where you are, the birth date, the time of birth, and have your astrology come to you that way. But when I learned Vedic astrology, I learned how to calculate, how to make those calculations, and the way that they did it before. They wanted me to know that, even though there is, at the push of a button, there is software where you can just put it in. My teacher and his father, he learned Vedic astrology from his dad, but then he created a software where you could just put in the information. But he required us to learn how to do the calculations as well, and to know about the way that it was done before we had all this software. So we're very fortunate with the technology these days. And in the olden times, astrology and astronomy were taught together. But that is no longer the case. So these things were taught hand in hand with astronomy in ancient times. But at some point in time, you can look that up, that stopped. So if you have your chart done, and I would suggest doing that if you're thinking of doing astrology as a profession or just studying it, it will tell you what areas you would be good at working in, will be in your chart. For instance, when I had my chart done, the funny thing about it was it said that I would be great at mediumship and that I'm also a healer when I had my chart done. Intuition is part of Vedic astrology as well, and that scares some people off that don't feel like they have intuition. I feel like everybody has it, and the more you use it, it's like a muscle, the stronger it gets. So I wouldn't be scared off by that if you think that you're not intuitive. Everyone is, and you can train yourself to be stronger in that area. So this is just a scratching the surface. There is so much more to this, but don't be intimidated by it. If you're passionate about it, I would definitely do it. And if you're not, that's okay too. It certainly is a way to find out things that can enhance your life and help other people as well. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Much love, and thank you.